Hey, welcome to my channel. Today I am testing out 1 hour crochet projects as a beginner. These are all of the things that I found online. You have a headband, slippers, bookcase, bandana, belt, fingerless gloves, and somehow people were saying scarves, beanies, and bucket hats. I don't know what they're on, but it took me about 5 hours to complete the last beanie I did. So I decided to add another one, which is coasters. I want some coasters, I need some, and I thought that could be a quick little thing. I realized that some people can complete these projects fast because they have chunky yarn, but I don't. So we're going in with the fingerless gloves first. I've seen them all over Pinterest. You've probably seen them. They're made with the granny squares, and I have all my colors here. I'm doing a blue and purple motif for the glove. So I started the timer. Let's do this. Let's get into it. So I have my colors laid out in the order in which I'm going to start. So first I'm going to start with this baby blue and then go all the way up until I'm at the colorful crochet option. So let's jump into it. For some reason, every time I try to make a knot to start crocheting, it fails, but only when I'm recording. When I'm not recording, I do it in like 0.2 seconds. I don't know what sort of disease that is. I don't know if my fingers have stage fright. I'm not sure, but either way, I finally got it, and then we began. To complete the fingerless gloves, I'm doing 2 granny squares, one for the front, one for the back, and then I'm going to do some ribbing around the end, and that's basically it. I think this one will cut close, but I can whip out a granny square pretty quick. In order to complete this in under 1 hour, I would have to finish 4 granny squares in 10 minutes each, so that I have at least 20 minutes to complete the ribbing. I'll check back in 15 minutes to see where we're at. It is about to reach 15 minutes on the timer. Let's see how far I've gotten. I should have at least one. Oh, okay, so 15 minutes in, I have almost one fully done. The way you see it on social media, people be whipping out these projects when they're like watching TV and crocheting insanely fast. That's wild to me. I don't think I'm going that slow. I mean, this is in real time. But you know what? I'm gonna move quicker. I'm gonna go as fast as I can possibly move and see if I can get the other one done in at least 30 minutes. If I greatly pick up the speed, then there's a chance I could still finish 2 of these. So it's not over. Let me cook, let me cook. All right, I'll check in with you in a few more minutes and we'll see how far I've gotten. I finished 1 now, and I'm actually so happy with how cute it turned out. I'm loving these colors together, but there's no time to celebrate. We gotta get right into the next one, quickly. At this point, I felt like I was absolutely whipping it. I kicked on my turbo speed. I was moving as fast as I possibly could, but the downside of that is that I was moving so fast that it was way easier to make mistakes. So even though I was moving so fast that my arms started to hurt, I was still making mistakes and having to start parts over. That probably won't fare too well in the long run. But shout out Bob the Drag Queen for keeping me sane during this troubling time. But that's enough of that. I will catch up with you when I have something actually completed. The time is 44 minutes. And in that time, I have successfully completed 2 granny squares.
Oh my God.
I had to take a major break after that disappointment. So now it's later at night, aka lighting change. There is absolutely no chance that I can finish a full pair of fingerless gloves, but I thought, you know what? Maybe they were talking about just one. That kind of makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't say that you can make fingerless gloves if I didn't imply that you can make too. But you know what? I'm not those people. So I stitched up the sides and I'll tap back in an hour to see if I completed it. The time has arrived and I didn't even make it through one glove. I made it through half of the bottom ribbing, but I decided to keep going just to see how long it would take. And 20 minutes later, I completed the bottom ribbing. Not even the top. I wanted to stop here so bad, and so I did. Here I am the next day completing the last stitch of the bottom ribbing of this glove. I genuinely don't know if there's any crocheter out there that can make it through a pair of fingerless gloves in 1 hour. And maybe you're thinking that they had a different pair of gloves in mind when they said you can do fingerless gloves in under an hour. But let me tell you, it was a granny square glove just like this that they had pictured in their YouTube video. So I'm gonna have to debunk this. You definitely cannot make a pair of gloves, even if they're fingerless, in under an hour. So I did eventually complete this, but I went to my next project first, and that means we're going to make some coasters. Let's do it. I have some larger projects coming up, so I'm trying to get rid of some of these colors that I don't use often. So I'm starting in with this pink and blue ombre yarn. I wanted to do something simple after being scarred from those fingerless gloves, and I didn't want to do another granny square. So I decided to just use a double crochet, make a square, and then use the other blue as a trim. And I figured I can definitely do one of those in 30 minutes, right? So that's where I started, and I'll check in with you when the first step is completed. So I finished the square in 12 minutes. But there was a problem. It was ugly. I had to scrap it and start over. I decided I just need to use my cute yarn so I can have a cute product. And of course, that means I'm pulling out the pink yarn. Let's get into it. I started with the magic circle to create this two-toned spiral effect. And let me tell you, I am so happy I changed. This actually looks good and actually looks like something that I would use and I would happily put into my house in a place where other people can see. That other one, that whole other skein of yarn, I might just have to give away. It's so bad, it's so bad. But anyway, we're moving on. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, and I'm feeling pretty pleased with how this is coming out. And the timer is on, so we'll see how long it takes me to finish one coaster. I mean, come on. Look how adorable it is. I have 2 rows here, and I'm just going to do one more to finish it off. We're at the 20-minute mark, and I have one completed. I am so happy about this. It looks so cute and so adorable. I love it. I could easily make 3 of these in an hour, and that's a full set. Now I have these 2 beautiful finished products. They're honestly so cute, and I love them so much. Even the fingerless glove, we went through hell together, but you know what? We made it out. And I'm into her. I'm into her. Will I ever make a second one? I'm not sure. But either way, I will rock this one fingerless glove with my one coast. Oops. What was that? Anywho, I'm starting the timer for the next project, which will be a crochet belt. Belts are so versatile that you could easily make a belt that takes 3 to 4 hours or longer, but I decided to go with a motif that I thought would be quicker. So I'm giving it a chance. I need to do something fast, but still with some character, because I have to make it reach all the way around my waist and then some. Because you know, you need something to hang down, look a little cutesy. So I'm gonna do my best. I watched a tutorial that I can put in the description. It took me about 6 minutes to get the hang of, and then I was rolling. I was on a roll. It was very mindless, one of those things that you can just sit back and do while you're watching TV or having a conversation and you don't really have to pay attention to. So I enjoyed that aspect. And the yarn I chose is this green and tan ombre yarn. I thought it would give a naturalistic look to this belt, so I can put it with all my earthy brown and green fits. I'm going to keep chugging on, and I'll get back to you when there's an update. It has now been 20 minutes since I started, and I've got about 10 to 12 links there. Pretty promising, not gonna lie. I'm feeling good. It's going smooth. Let's give it another 15 minutes and see. This now is the big 45-minute update. So I just have 15 more minutes, and surprise, surprise, I completed it. A belt is really something that takes as long as you want it to take, because you could need it or want it to be way longer, or just have it be shorter. But what I also like about this is we can test out the headband theory. You could easily cut this shorter and it would just be a cute little headband. But I wanted to measure it out so you can get an idea of how long I was able to make it in 1 hour. It ended up measuring out to a whopping 39 inches. And that's without stretch. You could easily stretch it out another 3-4 inches. But either way, I am happy with how it turned out. I am gonna lengthen it, so I did leave the yarn attached because I like my little dangle bits. But here are the finished 3 projects. We have the cute coaster that of course passed with flying colors, the sadly failed fingerless gloves that took me like an hour and a half or longer to complete one. Let me know if you think I should complete the other one, or if it's honestly just a lost cause and I should move on to bigger and better projects. Either way, I'm glad I was able to test these out and see that some of them can be done in under an hour, and they can be projects that you actually use, like these coasters or the belt. But if you want something a little more intense, you might have to sit down, get some snacks, and pop on a TV. But anyways, that's it. I'm out. Like, subscribe, and comment if there's any other 1 hour challenges you want me to take on, or any other beginner challenges. See you next week. Bye.